Gentlemen, welcome back to MGTOW Money. Today's topic, confessions of an investment sucker. Before we get to that, thanks to the ongoing support from the Patreon investors. Welcome Enrico, the latest Patreon supporter of this channel. And thank you to the men that bought me a cup of coffee via PayPal based upon the last video. Men, see the video description today. Show your respect for this channel. Become a supporter of it. And by the way, before I get into today's topic, I want to mention an excellent book that I'm finishing, especially for those men that are math geeks out there. I'm finishing the book, Against the Odds, The Remarkable Story of Risk. It's an excellent historical look at mathematicians as they developed theories of risk, etc. It's well written, very interesting. See the link in the video description of today's video to that book. All right, today's topic, confessions of an investment sucker. Yes, you can guess who this sucker was. It was yours truly, John Galt. Let me be specific though. I was a sucker, past tense, kind of like being a former alcoholic or a smoker or someone else. I changed. Fortunately, I hit rock bottom and I wised up. Now, albeit I'm far from perfect, I've got some information to share with you because I can still remember decades ago during my youth. Yes, I actually was a young man going through those formative years, my sucker years, where I was looking for that quick, easy, sure return investment. And I bought the software package. I want to say it was around $700 or so. And to me, decades ago, that was like an enormous amount of money. It might even be to some of you today. But needless to say, this was the sure, easy way to riches for me. Well, needless to say, unfortunately, that software package, that black box system that you could never exactly figure out with its, hey, just buy here, sell here, it didn't exactly work. And then, of course, I moved on to the many, many different investment newsletters. These are these private emails that you might get, or in the past, they'd actually mail them to you, where they would give you their hot picks, stock picks, commodity picks, etc., the guarantees, the things that were almost surely going to work, etc. Well, unfortunately, many times they didn't. Now, it reminded me of just the other day when I'm watching YouTube, and what pops up on YouTube? A commercial for, and by the way, it was a millennial who was in this commercial, and he was talking about this fantastic crypto service that they had. And it had all these fantastic testimonials and scientific methods, etc., of ways that were virtually guaranteed to make you money. And all you had to do was start sending them a monthly fee, and they, of course, would include you in. Well, let me give you the truth here, man. Let me give you the behind-the-scenes look at these system sellers, as I'm going to call them. And in particular, the ones that you see on YouTube, etc. Men, what they're selling you they're selling you a dream. They are selling you an idea that they have this golden idol out there, and that all you have to do is, and let's just do some quick, easy math. If I can get 1,000 men to send me $100 a year, I'm generating, $100,000. See how quickly and easily that can be done? So if I can just get 1,000 guys who are in their late teens and early 20s, they send me $100 a year, and $100 a year is not very much. It's $8 a month. I can make $100,000, and I'm hardly doing anything. I'm just throwing out some ideas for you. Furthermore, a lot of these guys, when they talk about their, quote, track records, and of course, we're assuming that there's any truth to their track records, but many, many times, they are cherry picking the truth that they're telling you. They are only selectively telling you about their winners, and of course, ignoring their losses. They're telling you about the time that, hey, we recommended this at this price, and you would have been up 827% based upon my recommendations. However, they're ignoring, of course, all the other times that they were flat out wrong. It reminds me of a guy that I used to know. He frequently would go to the casino. And of course, he was always talking about, I just won this much, I just won that much, etc. He wasn't ever talking about the times that he went and he lost and how much money he lost. The bottom line is, men, before you start listening to someone pitch you on their tremendous track record, make sure you know their entire track record. Again, it's very easily to be misled. Let me lastly say, never buy into stories where you're hearing scientifically proven, guaranteed, foolproof, cutting-edge algorithms. When you're hearing these types of terms, men, you should be very, very cautious. Now, let me give you two in simple terms. There is no simple way to consistently predict the future, especially when it comes to the market. Ask yourself, does your local weather forecaster consistently get it right? And it's especially problematic, and they'll even tell you, a meteorologist will tell you, they forecast beyond a week to 10 days. It's almost impossible. It's a crapshoot. They're just rolling the dice. They don't know. So can you imagine how incredibly difficult it is when you hear about people talking about, well, in 6 months, 12 months, whatever, about the markets, about any market? I don't care what market you're talking about. The bottom line is, don't be sucked into these stories and these testimonials and these buzzwords that they might tell you about how this has been scientifically shown to do X, Y, or Z, or this cause and effect is going to happen, etc. The world is far too complex for them, and certainly for me, to possibly understand. If you're looking for ideas on how to develop an investment portfolio, how to allocate your money, etc., go back to the numerous videos I've done. You could even set up something very, very simple like the Harry Brown portfolio that I recommended and see his book about that. But let me give you the bottom line in the concluding sentence here. If you want to make money, men, you're not going to give these BS vendors on YouTube, especially those guys that are running these commercials, or even a lot of these guys now have commercials on their videos. They demonetize the MGTOW videos, a la this channel, but they're keeping this BS on there. Don't be a sucker. Don't be like I was. Men, don't do what I did. Gentlemen, as always, I hope you found that profitable. Hit the like button if you did. John Galt out.